Hello and welcome to the Ready for Change coaching audio blog. I'm Christopher Testa, and let's talk about beliefs. What are beliefs? A simple Google search will tell you that a belief is acceptance, that something is true or that something exists. Something a person accepts as real or holds as a firm conviction. In other words, beliefs are ideas we treat as absolute. A core belief is something we hold deeply, sharing how we view ourselves, others, and the world. All of us hold beliefs to some degree. Some we're aware of, but many we aren't. Yet we can still see their effects in the way we interact with others, how we talk to ourselves, and how we react to the world around us. We've talked about mindset in previous articles. In today's article, I want to explore how underneath our mindset, there's usually a governing belief. If you're open to it, I'd like to invite you into a quick reflection activity. Take a moment with these prompts. Try not to judge or overthink your responses. This is just for you. So there will be 3 prompts. I'll give a little space at the end of each, but you can pause the audio for time to reflect. The first prompt: what I believe about the world is. And remember, try to keep your response simple. Try not to overthink it. Just write whatever initial response comes forward. Take your time now. The next prompt: what I believe about others is. You can pause and take your time to reflect now. And the final prompt: what I believe about myself is. Take a moment to reflect now. And now just take a moment with your responses and see if you can come up with a general summary of what your answers reveal about what you believe. The idea of an exercise like this is to start shining a light, to bring awareness to how you might see yourself, others, and the world, and to determine how limiting beliefs may be inhibiting you from becoming the version of yourself that you've always wanted. For example, if you believe the world is a kind place full of wonder, you may be more likely to seek out new relationships, adventure, and maybe even see difficulties as welcomed challenges. However, if you believe the world and others are dangerous and not to be trusted, you may be more likely to take a protective approach, avoiding others, fearing change, and so on. A mindset that sees opportunity and growth is often the result of a healthier set of core beliefs, whereas a more fixed or negative mindset is often supported by what we call limiting beliefs. Both sets of beliefs are often established early in life. The reality is that most of us adopt unhelpful limiting beliefs early on as a result of a need for protection. From a young age, we may learn that we need to keep quiet or to stay safe, or conversely, that we need to scream and shout to be heard. Both suggest that you may not be worth listening to or that your voice doesn't matter. So you may choose to keep quiet or become loud in order to be heard. This is just one example, but there are many ways we learn to fit in, to get along, or simply to stay safe. Patterns that, as we become older, no longer serve us. The precious years of adolescence are when we're meant to branch out, to discover our own independence, beliefs, and values. Unfortunately, for so many of us, we are held back, considered rebellious or punished, preventing us from expanding and finding out who we were meant to be. Then we become adults and discover through our own disruptive behaviors that we're lost, unsure, and reliant on protective based beliefs. Don't get me wrong. This isn't, a dump on mom and dad piece. Although I often joke or say that all roads lead to mom and dad, the truth is the same is true or was true for our parents. If you zoomed out far enough, you'd see that generation after generation, kids blame parents for installing unhelpful, limiting beliefs. The truth is, our parents were always doing what they thought was best based on their own limiting beliefs. Our job now is to discover for ourselves what serves us and what doesn't, and to make whatever changes we can. The first step is, yes, recognizing from your childhood what beliefs you picked up as a result of your upbringing or early life experiences, for better or worse. From there, seek to understand how they no longer serve the version of you that you're trying to become. Also, consider what has served you up until now, including what may still serve, so that you may decide what needs to change and what can be integrated along your journey of self discovery. Right. So, how do we do that? Well, this is something that can be done on your own, but I do recommend doing this kind of work with a qualified coach or counselor. Simply put, the discovery and dismantling of limiting beliefs is no simple feat. The most impactful results come from unpacking and understanding how far back the beliefs go, which can truly be deep and heavy work. With that said, the most direct way to uncover limiting belief is to first recall a moment where you felt activated, where you felt strong emotional distress, to get clear on the event. For example, someone bailed out on plans with you. Name the emotion that was present when that happened. For example, anger. Once you name the emotion, ask yourself, what caused that emotion? What was I so angry about? From there, you can ask yourself the deeper question. What does it mean about me when somebody bails out on me? This will often lead to an I am statement or something along the lines of I'm not likable or I am unlovable or I'm not important. This will be your limiting belief. From there, and this is where the deeper work begins, explore how far back that kind of thinking goes. This exploration usually uncovers a time, environment, or group of people that are no longer an influence, or at the very least, do not have a say in your current situation. When you see that, you can challenge how the limiting belief is impacting the present moment. You can challenge it by asking, what are all the reasons they might have bailed out that might have nothing to do with me? Reasons that don't stem from my own self-worth, but are more likely about them. Naming the emotion helps us to understand what we felt was done to us. Asking, what does it mean about me, helps us to understand what we believe was done to us. This is the re-evoking of the limiting belief, the I am statement. Identifying the active limiting belief allows us to challenge it and choose an alternate response. Let me simplify it into steps, a simple tool, if you will. Step 1. Identify an event/situation with a strong emotion that you experienced recently. Step 2. Identify the emotion and write a sentence about it. I was angry when, dot, dot, dot. Step 3. Ask yourself, in that situation, what was I angry about? Step 4. Answer the question. I was angry because Steve bailed on me. Ask yourself, what does it mean about me if someone bails on me? Step 6. Note your answer. It may start with I am, or maybe something like they don't care about me. Repeat step 5 until the answer lands on something deeper, usually the I am statement. And then challenge the belief. That's step 8. Examine the evidence. Consider all the other possibilities. Ask, if I assume the best of myself, what else might be there? So, for example, if Steve bailed out, what are all the reasons Steve might have bailed out that have nothing to do with me? They got their dates mixed up. They got distracted, slept in, felt sick. Emergency happened. All the reasons that could have happened that have nothing to do with our own self-worth. Once again, this journey is often best done with a professional. If you're choosing to do this on your own, remember to leave room for care and compassion. Offer grace and kindness for what your past self hadn't learned yet. Mistakes will happen. Challenges may become overwhelming. It's not about getting it right every time. It's about growing from the challenges and the missteps. So remember, dare to mess it up, dare to fail forward, and also, you don't have to do it alone. Until next time, ciao!